Hey there guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Sister Cerise. I want to thank you for clicking on this video. I know YouTube suggested a lot of videos, but you clicked on this one. You're a real one. Welcome. Blake made a lot of mistakes. She made a lot of mistakes on set, during the filming of the movie, afterwards, and she still continues to make these mistakes. So let's look at a couple of these mistakes. Number one, I would say, is trying to rewrite the script. There was a script written, and although not all scripts are written in stone, there's always room for flexibility. It's not your job, Blake. You were not hired to be a script writer. Not only that, you stressed Justin Bladoni so much that he had to get like a practice audience with his script and your script. Did you guys know that? There was like A script and B script, and his script got 20% more likability. Could you imagine? You're a director, you're a producer, you buy the rights to from a book and you're making it into a film. You hire a co-star, and this co-star wants to come on set and rewrite the script. This is ridiculous. So anyway, first mistake. I think that's the first mistake. Number one. Second mistake is complaining so much to your husband. Your husband was probably thinking that, yeah, like this dude is, in love with you, Blake, and talking to your husband about this man so much. Like, I envision this is only my thought, right? My thought is, you're getting along with Justin Baldoni in the beginning, because you were getting along with him at some point when you were talking about your suppositories through text message. And then I'm thinking you're probably giggling with him, laughing with him, getting along with him, and you're like all the time and everything. Your husband's in the background. He's listening to everything, and he's wondering what the heck is going on. So that's another thing that you should have done differently is, and if you didn't do that, I apologize. I'm only alleging this, right? So I would say that's a mistake, because if this is a co-star and you seem like you're really enjoying him, and you met your husband on set during another movie, and you also have been with other co-stars, then that's a sore spot for your husband. Another mistake that you made while you were on set, the budget for the wardrobe. What in the world? I'll never get over this. $450,000 on the wardrobe budget. She went over that much. Well, it was $430,000 she went over. That's $500,000, Blake. How do you spend that much? And the clothing didn't even make sense to the scenes. Now, granted, I have not watched the movie yet, and I don't know if I'm ever going to watch it, to be honest with you. But I will tell you this. I've seen snippets, and I'm like, there were times where she seemed happy. Shouldn't she be wearing colorful stuff during that time? And then there were times where she seemed sad, like some, snippets where she seemed sad. Shouldn't she be wearing darker clothes during that time? All of these weird prints that she always wears. I guess I'm wearing kind of like a weird print myself, but it works. These other prints that she has, they are not always working. They clash. And Blake, that was horrendous. $430,000 over budget for wardrobe is just disgraceful. Now, let's move on to after production, okay? When you're doing the promotion, you're supposed to go from character, being the character, into promoter for that character, for that film. But you directly went into promoting yourself. Your hairline. Your hair is beautiful. It really is. Nice and long. And oh my God, I love it when it looks curly. No biasness here. Is that even a word? So I love it when it looks curly. I love it when it looks thick. And yes, you do have nice hair. But you don't promote a product when you are working on another project that has nothing to do with the product. I have a hair line. That I'm working on right now, but I'm not going to talk about it here in detail because I'm working on another project. You have to know when to speak. There's a song that you should really listen to. It's by Kenny Rogers, and it's called Joker, I believe. Know when to hold 'em, know when to walk away, know when to run. You should be running right now, and you should have walked away a long time ago before you even started to go and file that grievance complaint. But we're going to get there in a second because that is a big mistake. So now let's pull it back. Let's rewind, selector, and let's get back to talking about yourself when you were supposed to be promoting the film. So you're talking about your hairline, and you're being very insensitive to the domestic V topic. For those of you who don't know, It Ends With Us is pretty much about that. It is all about that. And she wasn't even really talking about that. She wasn't promoting the seriousness of that topic. She wasn't getting down to the nitty gritty of the pain and the sorrow, the resentment, the anger of what being in a relationship with a person that can't keep their hands off you is about. Instead, she just starts talking about herself. Movie's done. Now let's talk about me. And this is what the vibe is out there. And so a lot of people who are loyal to Colleen's books, the woman who gave the rights or sold the rights over to Justin Bladoni, who wrote the book, a lot of her loyal readers, they are the ones who are watching the movie, and they're the ones who's watching your performance, and they're the ones who are watching your promotion. And they're like, what the heck? Like, this is weird, you know? And you were so tone deaf to reality. When people started to go on forums and they started to talk badly about you, instead of, you know, saying, hey guys, I apologize if I came off a certain way, like, that was not my intent. You could have just did a whole entire little you could have done like a little conference, a little press conference or something, and you could have just said, hey, I see that there's a lot of negativity around my character, or maybe the way I'm presenting it. I apologize. It's not my intent. Guys, please forgive me. Something like that. But because you know you acted up on set, and because you know that Justin Baldoni and the rest of the whole entire team, his team, would be able to kind of like grimace at you, you thought they were doing things behind your back. So without any major proof at all, another mistake that you made was not only being tone deaf to reality, but also going to the New York Times and getting them to write an article about Justin Baldoni. Girl, what was even that all about? Listen, if you are being actually harassed, there's other ways to deal with it. You don't go to a newspaper and talk about that. You go to a newspaper and you talk about, maybe how, like I said, like how you've been noticing there's a lot of forums about this and that, and you just want to address it, and you just want to come out and apologize to people for the way that you came off, because people are usually truly honest. And you know what? If you did do an article clapping back at the people who were talking about you in those forums and also online, then other people would have came out and said, what are you talking about, Blake? Oh my gosh, you're so great. And maybe you would have gotten some supporters. But instead, what did you do? Revenge. And what else did you do? You didn't realize it wasn't going to be sweet. So you made this article about your co-star, and then you went and filed a grievance complaint with the courts. And not only that, you included people's names who had nothing to do with this imaginary insecurity that you had. You said that they were astral turfing you. That's just a fancy name, guys, for like smearing someone. And you didn't really have no proof, because we're going to get to that in a second. You might have had a little bit of proof that there were some conversations, but nothing serious enough to make a whole entire article about somebody and then go to the courts. So now let's back it up a little bit. You go to the courts December 20th, 2024. You file that grievance suit, and then what happens? Well, you think it's all over now. Oh, I got him back. I taught him. He's not going to be able to smear me any longer. Did you really think it was going to end like that? No, that movie title has you a little up in the clouds. It doesn't end with us. No, that's not how it's going to end. It ends a lot differently. It ends with you, dear. And this is why. You see, when you filed that suit, Justin said, oh my gosh, what's all this about? So he went and he sued New York Times. New York Times had no choice but to give him over the records and the receipts that you claimed were real. Well, some of them seemed doctored, he said. Some of them seemed like they were a little artificial, he said. And he said these are not really real. So with that $100 million lawsuit that he placed against New York Times, he then decided to put a $450 million lawsuit against you and your husband. All right. So now, not only that, another mistake that you make is what? Asking for 2 years worth of his text messages. What? This is crazy, like crazy. Now, once you did that, all of a sudden, everyone's digging up videos of you from the past, things that you've said in the past about, when I'm hired for a role, I just don't want to stand on a pretty pink dot and just say, this is me, I'm going to follow this script. But that's what you're hired to do. You admit it in past videos that when you're hired, you go on set with the intention of being bigger and better with somebody else's film, mind you, somebody else's project that respected you enough to hire you on as an actor. It's kind of skewed, actually, when you think about it. Try to think about McDonald's, okay? Let's make it very simplistic. Someone's hired to go to McDonald's, and then they're like, yeah, I'm going to, go cook the French fries. But then they get in there and they want to change the seasoning. Or let's say Kentucky Fried Chicken. They get into Kentucky Fried Chicken and they want to change the 11 secret spices. This is ridiculous. You were hired to go do something, and that's what you need to do. Now, turn around and let's look at these text messages. What are you going to get out of these text messages? There's a lot of private business. When you file a lawsuit against someone or a grievance suit against someone, you're supposed to do it with proof already. And I said this before, and I'm going to say it again. What you're looking for in those text messages is a needle in the haystack. And that needle that you're looking for is the needle that you want to sew your own case together with. And this is very destructive, not only to yourself, but also just to Justin and everyone else involved. This is not right. Now, the next mistake that you made was amending your grievance complaint. That was weird. Why did you have to amend it? So you could put in your Isabella? So you could put in Isabella? Isabella is a young actor. You are ruining her career. That's another mistake that you're making. She's a young actor. And you know what? You made a huge mistake trying to get her under your thumb. It was disturbing in the interview that the two of you did together, and you just want to roll on everything. And I know right now that she will most likely be a hostile witness, because she's probably thinking, wow, Blake, yeah, you kind of just, bamboozled me. When this girl says that Bladoni asked her some inappropriate questions on set or during the film making, what's inappropriate to a young girl? Maybe he asked her, is it okay if we kiss? Like, is it okay if I kiss you off script? Is it okay if we do some candid stuff? Like, there's going to be some things that are in the script, but is it okay if we, have a little bit more of open arm communication? Like, maybe he was asking her, is it okay if we kiss with tongue? Like, what do you feel comfortable with? What do you not feel comfortable with? Is it okay if I caress you? Let me know. And these are maybe some questions that he asked her that made her feel like, oh, that's creepy. She's a young girl. So now, here she is. She's telling Blake that, yeah, as a matter of fact, he asked me some inappropriate questions. This was her first film, Blake. She doesn't really know what inappropriate questions are. She just knows what she felt uncomfortable with. So now here you are, you get her, and this is one of the biggest mistakes that you can do to a young actor, is take them and get them to go to court and speak on your behalf because you made the mistake all the way through. If you had any complaints, you should have complained about it in the beginning. You should have said something way before, not afterwards as a retaliative type of action. Oh, he's smearing me? Well, I'm going to go tell everyone what he did. He touched my butt. He smelled my hair too long. He kissed me and it wasn't in the script. Girl, shake your head, please. Now you've destroyed your career. You got this movie coming out, Another Simple Favor, with Anna Kendrick, and oh my gosh, I just cannot see that being a box office smash hit. I can see people going to it just to kind of go to it. But now the more you dig yourself into this, you not only are destroying people's careers, but now you are destroying people's projects. Girl, there's a lot of karma out there. Blake, I don't think you'll be able to settle out of court. I think at the end of the day, he's going to go take you to court, and I don't know. This is like an Amber Heard 2.0. But I just wanted to say, you made a lot of mistakes, and those mistakes are not going anywhere. You can't erase them out. You can't ink them out. You can't do anything. All you can do now is try to go forward. Even if you were to try to talk to Justin Bladoni, it's too late. You put this man in the basement with the water bottles, his family and his friends, on the red carpet night of the movie, which is so ridiculous. And this was supposed to be one of the biggest days in his career, and this is what you did to him. You can't be doing this, Blake, to people. This is not good. Blake, I think you made one too many mistakes, and this just looks like it's going to keep getting worse. Guys, please comment down below what you think some of the mistakes were. Thank you so much for watching. Sister Cerise here. Please join me on my next video where I'm going to talk about some of the mistakes that Justin Baldoni made. All right, guys, take care of yourself. Enjoy your day. And please, after you subscribe, hit that bell button. Make sure you hit thumbs up. And not only that, be good to yourself out there. You deserve it.